What's going on, Falcon fan? This your boy Ricondo. Come back at you with another video. So today we're going to talk about the Grady Jarrett extension. And then I want to highlight Drake London, our number 8 overall pick in this year's draft. And talk about what he's going to be able to bring to this offense this year. So guys, before we get into that, go ahead and please subscribe to the channel. Please hit notification bell so you know when I drop another video. Please hit the like button so I know you guys like to hear what I talk about. Then please share my video throughout the YouTube universe so more people can come in and hear me talk about these Atlanta Falcons. So like I said, guys, first of all, we're going to talk about, I guess pretty sure everybody know by now that Grady Jarrett has been extended. I kind of figured that of course they was talking about trade rumors and all this stuff, but Arthur Smith, Terry Fontenot talked about they wanted to bring Grady back. They was working on a contract extension, just wanted to keep it in house. So today, Tuesday, May 3rd, they was able to get something done. A 3-year extension, $51 million. Add on to this year, which is about 67 total, $34 million guaranteed. So Grady's going to be with us for the next 4 years, which is awesome. By doing that extension, they was able to free up about $12 million in cap space. So now we're sitting at about 15 million. 0.78. I think that's what it was showing over the cap. So definitely we have enough to actually sign our draft class, and if they want to go out and get some more free agents signings and try to fill some more of our problem areas like defensive line, offensive lines, they could do that as well. Of course, I know Terry mentioned that you want to go into the season with about $3 or $4 million in case some injuries or anything like that, so you can make transactions through the year. So it's not going to spend all the cap that we have, but it does give us a little flexibility. And just talk about Grady. Glad he's back. I think he's one of the great leaders on this team. Of course, you know, he's probably going to end up retiring a Atlanta Falcon, just like his pops, Jesse Tuggle. So I want to just say glad Grady's back. Hopefully he can have a better season than he had last year with some of those guys that we added to this team, like a Lorenzo Carter, Evan Cady, a D'Angelo Malone. Hopefully Elkindaji can actually improve from year 1 to year 2. Because if we start to get pressure on the outside, that's going to be able to alleviate some of those double teams that Grady will be getting on the inside. So he has to be double teamed. But if you can try to start getting pressure on the outside, it's going to have to get offense or some kind of reason to look somewhere else instead of trying to double team Grady all the time. So I imagine that Grady's probably going to have another good season this year. Maybe he can get his third Pro Bowl nod, because we know Grady is going to be working this offseason, getting himself better. So I love to see what's going to happen with Grady, and if we're going to actually make any more moves based off those transactions that happened in the last couple of days. Of course, the cap we got from releasing Mike Davis and James Walters to Grady getting his extension. So we'll just have to see what happens. All right. So now what I want to talk about, and guys, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and highlight our draft class and talk about what they can actually bring to this team this year. What role that I, in my opinion, that I see them playing throughout the season, and are they going to be major contributors or not? So for Drake London, of course, being drafted at number 8, we expect him to be a major contributor to this team. If you look at his numbers from 2021, he only played 8 games. He had 88 receptions. He was targeted 124 times, which means what that tells me about Drake London, he was the primary target at USC. He was the offense. You go back and look at the the USC Trojans. Quarterback play was not that good, but Drake London was the main target. Everybody on the other team knew he was getting the ball, and he performed well. He became the offensive player of the year in the Pac-12. So in just 8 games, I think he had one of his breakout seasons. And if you look at his years at USC, he got better and better each year. So 1,084 yards, 12.3 yards per reception with 7 touchdowns. So Drake London had a great final season at USC. And how would that translate to the Atlanta Falcons? So based off what I can tell, just looking at Arthur Smith offense, and I can't really go off what we had last year because we didn't have a Drake London in our offense last year. So I'm gonna have to base that off his 2 years as offensive coordinator with the Tennessee Titans, and based off that offense, I'm looking at the productivity that AJ Brown had in that offense, and he caught a lot of passes in the middle of the field. So that's definitely what we're going to be able to utilize Drake London in the middle of the field. You can line Drake London up in the slot. You can line him up on the outside as well. But everything that I've seen from this offense, and really what it's going to boil down to, is the run game. Everything that Arthur Smith did was predicated on being able to run the ball. And of course, Falcons have been pretty bad these last couple years being able to rush the ball. And I know for a fact that Arthur Smith is trying to actually bring that kind of physicality to the Atlanta Falcons. Being able to run the ball, being able to pass off play action. A lot of passes that A.J. Brown received from Marcus Mariota and Ryan Tannehill in the 2 years when Arthur Smith was the offensive coordinator was based off the play action pass. So if we can get this running game going, and that's really going to be the key, we can get this running game going, I think Drake London going to be able to excel fast and quick, because we also have 2 mobile quarterbacks, so we can actually incorporate the read option as well. So now the defense is looking at the running back as well as the quarterback, and the receivers be able to feed off that. So the play action is going to be real key for this Atlanta Falcons offense, along with the read option and the run game. If we can do that, I think Drake London going to be able to have a good season this year. And the biggest thing that I want to say about Drake London is that he's not the number 1 target. I mean, I know we probably have not forgotten, but Kyle Pitts is still the number 1 target on this team. He was picked number 4 overall, and he was targeted 3rd most last year by any rookie tight end in NFL history. So Kyle Pitts is still going to be the number 1 target. They still probably going to roll coverage over to Kyle Pitts, which means Drake London really don't have to be the number 1 target. Yes, he's a receiver. Usually the receivers would be a number 1 target, but everybody knows the tight end is the quarterback best friend. Having a unicorn like Kyle Pitts is going to be able to take a lot of pressure off Drake London. But his big body, his size, being able to catch the ball in traffic in the middle of the field based off the play action, being able to take the tough contested catches, I think is really going to pay off for Drake London in the long run. So everybody's talking about his speed and how fast he is. I think he plays fast enough, but of course it's going to take time to get in and get acclimated to these defensive backs and these linebackers and safeties in the middle of the field. But I think his big body is going to be able to do that. And if you go back and look at his film, he's very physical. People saying that, receivers are divas, but Drake London don't play like that. He's real physical. Every time he gets the ball, he's trying to get extra yards. When that ball's in the air, he look like he says his ball, so he attacks the ball. I think it's going to be a great season for Drake London, but I think with the run game, the play action pass, the read pass option, and the factor of Kyle Pitts, and I also won't forget Cordell Patterson as well. We can be very dynamic. Arthur Smith can be able to come up with a lot of creative plays to be able to scheme these guys open. But I think Drake London is going to be a great compliment to this team this year. I don't want to forget about the other receivers that we have out there: the Auden Takes, the Cardell Hodge, Demir Bird, Frank Darby, Olamide Zaccheaus. Those guys is going to play a part in this offense. So if we can spread the ball around, get it to our playmakers, get them a space, this offense can be a whole lot better than it was last year. But like I said, the key is going to be that run game. And if Arthur Smith can get his run game going, I think it's going to be able to open up the passing game a whole lot. So, guys, let me know what you guys think about Drake London. Do you think that he's going to be able to translate the way he played at USC into the NFL, or is it going to take him time to learn the physicality of these DBs in the NFL and their speed and all that good stuff? One good thing that I can say in training camp, he's going to be able to get some good work alongside AJ Terrell and Casey Hayward and Isaiah Oliver, our safety, Jalen Hawkins, Richie Grant, Eric Harris. He'll be able to get a lot of good reps in training camp. So I just think that Drake London is going to have a great season. Hopefully we just have to see how it panned out. We don't know who the QB is going to be, but as of right now, we know it's going to be Marcus Mariota. So, guys, that's all I got. Let me know what you think about Drake London's first season, where he's going to be able to take advantage of his skill set in this offense, and also what you think about the Grady Jarrett extension, and if we're going to actually add some more pieces before we get this thing running, get this thing kicked off this off season. So that's all I have, guys. This is your boy Ricondo. Come back at you with another video. Peace.